Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, and today we're talking about everybody's favorite thing in the world. Coffee! Stick with me. Let's get this showboat on the road, shall we? Yeah, boy. We did it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That hill you see over in the distance there, you can just barely make out the fire tower on the top of that sucker. Stitching Mountain, there's some rain coming down through the valleys. Fulfilling promises. One subscriber at a time. That's Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Howdy folks. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Today we'll be discussing two grid down options for making coffee here. Here we have a standard French press, nothing too fancy about that. And you might be asking, Mike, what the heck is that thing? Well, we're gonna get into that in just a second here. This is one of my newer pieces of gear. You guys really haven't seen it too awful much. It's made by a company called Vessel. This is the Vessel nesting set, right? This is a pour over brew coffee system. I know, it don't look too awful fancy, does it? Well, let's dig into it a little bit and see just how fancy this sucker really is. Now, I've got myself some whole bean Black Rifle coffee here. You might be saying to yourself, Mike, why the heck do you want whole bean in SHTF? Well, this Vessel right here, I paid a little bit extra, and we'll disassemble. You got 1 cup right here. You see that in there? That's the filter for this guy. Stainless steel mesh basket. Super cool. I've used it a few times, so it's definitely showing its wear a little bit. And probably should have crunched it down the bottom like I did, but here we are. This is your coffee filter, folks. That's it right there. The Vessel stainless steel basket. 1 cup. Another little end here. And that's actually a lid for your cup, right? Pretty cool. This guy's got a little slit in the bottom. This is what we will actually use for our pour over. You see the tapered sides in there? I don't know if you guys get a good look at that. Tapers down to the bottom. Help hold that wedge-shaped filter, right? So this guy, you actually screw on to here and screw on to your cup. Now you ain't got to worry about critters climbing in there while you're making coffee, right? Let's put our little basket in here. And let's get back to that whole bean thing. Because what we have here in this guy is the Vessel grinder. This thing is freaking awesome. Let's check it out. You'll have to excuse the sounds of my kettle next to me here. This little handle we unscrew from right here, right? She flips over. This is a push button right here. Remove the lid. That's where you're gonna drop your coffee beans. Now, before you do that, don't get ahead of yourself here. Check this out. We gotta unscrew the bottom of this guy. And in here, do you see this little guy? It really doesn't belong there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unscrew this guy, because this actually goes up here on your handle to make it a little easier to grind, right? Because that guy's free spinning on there. Nothing to worry about. Real easy spinning, easy to churn, right? So when you put that guy on there, this is so closed right now, it will not grind your coffee beans. So when I first got this thing, I had a little bit of trouble trying to get it to grind my beans, right? And I could not figure it out. And what I need to do is loosen this bottom here considerably. You have to put the top on to do it, because you need that resistance from the handle to hold it back. Otherwise, it just free spins. So give it a few cranks. Don't take it all the way down. You can see on the thread there how close you're getting to the bottom. So something to be aware of. You don't want to unscrew it all the way. The whole thing will fall apart, right? But now that I've got it unscrewed a couple clicks, I can put my little coffee cup here on the bottom. That's where we're going to catch our grinds, right? Now, for any kind of pour over coffee system, or even this little French press here, what you want is coarse ground coffee. You don't want really fine. You don't want the stuff that you're going to get in the grocery store in the can or the bag that's pre-ground. That stuff is ground specifically for automatic coffee makers. And, well, let's face it, this sucker ain't automatic. So, what we're going to do here, manual coffee grinding. We're going to open up our Black Rifle beans. Take a great big whiff of it. Love the smell of roasted coffee beans. It's one of my favorite odors, I would say. Man, they do a really good job sealing this sucker up. Oh, Black Rifle. Kudos on sealing the bags. Holy cow, man. Keeping us out of there, for real. Oh, that smells so good, guys. I wish you could smell that. Get in there and smell those coffee beans, huh? Look at those Black Rifle coffee beans. Let's dump a few in our vessel grinder here. We don't want to overfill it. We just want to put a few in there. Just cover almost up to the line. We don't want to go over that top bar. It's going to interfere with closing it. All right, well, let's grind our coffee. And when you hear the noises stop, that's when you know you're done. Go back the other way, it doesn't do anything. One direction. We did it. No more noise. That means we've ground all of our coffee. And we know that's true because there's no coffee beans left in there right now, right? Those are gone. Give her a tap. Unscrew our bottom. And see what we're left with. Some nice coarse ground coffee, folks. It's not bad looking. Our water is ready. I'm going to dump about half of this into this Nest pour over cup here. I'm only going for 1 cup of coffee. I lied. We'll dump the whole thing. So this is going to be a taste test between the French press and the vessel. I'm going to transfer everything to a mug. I'm going to use the same amount of additive to it as far as creamer and sugar goes. Today I'm going to use some Maxwell House powdered creamer and sugar in one. We'll go with vanilla caramel. Stuff's fantastic. Gotta watch out for it though. It's got that anti-caking agent in it. What's the name of it? Sand. That's what it is. It's in there. All right, so it's about time to do our vessel. Now, to not overfill this, we're blessed with 2 of the same cups, right? So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be very loud when you take it apart. I'm gonna fill 1 cup from my kettle, just to make sure I have the right amount of water. Slow pour into this sucker, and let's see how good it comes out. Right, from the kettle to the cup. Go about 3/4 full. All right, there we go. Put our kettle back on there. Now, I've learned the trick to these pour over coffee systems. Is pour very slowly, guys, very slowly. So we're gonna slow pour this bad boy over our water. Very slow pour. And you don't want to burn yourself either. A little bit at a time. Just like your coffee maker, it spurts water in there. It doesn't dump it all at once. So the French press is a little different. Everything kind of stews in there for a while. This guy, we're just slow rolling. I like to spin it around as I dump it, make sure I get that hot, hot water on all of those ground coffee beans. Goes pretty quick. So my fear is, with this and coarse ground coffee and pouring over, that we're probably going to end up with some really light coffee, right? I'm a fan of that trucker coffee, honestly. I'm going to finish pouring our little bit of water here. Right, there we go. I'm going to let it sit for a hot minute. We're going to grind some more beans. We're going to try our French press out as well, and then we'll compare the two, shan't we? Right, do a little reloading of the beans here. About the same amount. I mean, I'm not really measuring this stuff out, so underneath the line on the top, that's my measurement. Close enough, close enough. And we'll screw our bottom on here and get to grinding again. There you go, real time. About 20 seconds to grind all that. Not too bad. All right, yeah, no beans left. All gone. She ground now. All right. Forgot to give it my magic tap. The tap that I give it takes the rest of the coffee grinds that have almost static charged to the metal. When you give it that tap, it kind of busts those guys loose. But another sweet round of ground. Oh, it smells so good. Thank you, Black Rifle Coffee. They didn't send me this, but they make really good coffee, so. And this French press, nothing out of the ordinary, just a glass, stainless French press, nothing fancy. We're gonna drop our whole ground coffee in there. She's coarse. All right, it looks good, looks good. Not too shabby. All right, and we're gonna dump our water in. Only really want a cup of each, so I don't have to go too awful crazy. Again, we can dump this in a lot quicker than we can the vessel, because this just marinates in the glass case here. There we go. Awesome. Let her steep. Get back with you in a second. Now that I'm all done making coffee, I'm going to take this Black Rifle. We're going to go tuck it back in the freezer for long-term storage. One thing that's nice about the French press is that I can actually watch the color of the coffee change as it's brewing. You don't really get that with the vessel. It's stainless steel, you can't see through it. The best you got is pour over and hope you did a slow enough job to actually brew some coffee and not just have some coffee flavored water, right? So this guy's still steeping the vessel. Well, looks like our basket is all done. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squeeze the rest of that out into, well, it's pretty dry as is. No real need to squeeze. Well, we might as well unmask it and see if we have coffee flavored water or water flavored coffee, right? Let's check it out. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, well that definitely looks like coffee. Let's try and put some of this creamer in here. Oh, this isn't even opened yet. Fantastic. Just a little slit and we'll drop a little bit of creamer in there and see what happens. There he goes. Let's give it a spoon. Ooh, smells freaking awesome. Well, I'll take it a little bit lighter than that. Let's give it a little bit more. There we go. Fantastic. This stuff right here, guys, great to travel with. You know, obviously no sponsorship from Maxwell House, but this is great to travel with. It is your sweetener, it is your creamer, all in one. Fantastic tasting coffee. Travels really well. You don't have to worry about keeping your half and half or your milk, right? That's not something you really want to be messing with when you're out and about, or if you're bugging out, right? Don't want to be messing with that. So I suppose it's time to burn the lips and see how this one is. Coffee flavored water, unfortunately. Unfortunately. All right, the French press has been steeping for a while. Give it a little swishing around, right? And let's press this sucker. See if I can get a real cup of coffee here this afternoon. Line up our French press right, and then slowly, very slowly depress. What happened, camera? Come on, buddy, come back to me. Thanks. Depress this plunger as slow as we can while still pressing it down. And we're going pretty slow here. Oh, there it went. That's the whole thing. Let's try out vessel cup number 2, shall we? Still a little light looking for my liking, but we're gonna try it anyway. It's never an exact science brewing coffee the old-fashioned way. You're never gonna get the same consistency every time. Always gonna be a little bit off from the time before. When in doubt, let it sit longer. Honestly, pour your water slower. Do everything a little bit slower. First one, I gotta say, if you ever double brewed coffee, like use the same grinds twice, that's very much what this vessel coffee tastes like. Coffee flavored water with some amazing vanilla caramel creamer, but coffee flavored water. The French press, I got high hopes for. When you're forcing that coffee through the water in the press cycle, it's not like you're just counting on gravity to do the job for you. So let's give this one a shot and see who our winner is here today. Oh, now that, my friends, that's a cup of coffee. Ah, French press for the win. Now, French press wins in 2 categories. This thing was 10 bucks. This vessel pour over coffee system with the grinder in their, I think they called that the naked color. It's long gone, can't buy it anymore. This thing was like 200 bucks, guys. $200 for a backpacking coffee system. $10 for a French press that made way better coffee. Now, Stanley, you know, they make tape measures and hammers and pry bars. Well, they also make some kick-ass outdoor gear. Check out the Stanley stainless steel French press. Thing is freaking incredible. When it comes to making coffee on a campfire, nothing better. Nothing better than a Stanley French press. Highly recommend them. You can check them out in our Amazon store. I believe we've got them there. Highest of quality. Appreciate you having some coffee with us this afternoon. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. We'll catch you on the next one. I have to get your certified opinion here. The First Lady of Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival will now speak on the coffee situation. So, being that she's not going to speak on the coffee situation, I guess I'll have to speak for her. She as well chose the French press. Makes a damn good cup of coffee. Get you a backpacking French press. Do it. They're cheap. It's effective. I mean, the grinder from Vessel is absolutely amazing. Really like the grinder. But all in all, man, not really you're not really feeling the coffee that it pumps out. And ultimately, that's what it's all about, guys. So if it's not doing the job for you, sell it on Marketplace, trade it to somebody else for something you can use. These are mistakes we make as preppers. You spend a ton of money on a piece of gear and it ends up not being quite as cool as you thought it was. Something to ponder. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. We will catch you on the next video. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. We'd really appreciate it. YouTube keeps kicking us in the can, and well, we keep fighting back. We still here. Catch you on the next video.